Priest to the bench. 6 on 5 for 15 seconds on the shot clock. Dumont just settles it down. Critch up top gives it back to Dumont. Favero sneaking in the back door up top. They get it down low, but Arnold just couldn't get a good stick on it for a quick stick.
They actually call it interference. The off-ball contact as opposed to the off-ball slash.
But nevertheless, with the minor penalty, that brings up today's first power play. And here at the Meridian Center today, it's a Popeyes power play. So the Lock Monsters go to the 5-on-4 advantage, and this will be huge to really open up this game and get a 3-goal lead.
I'm going to have a word with Popeye. I want to know why olive oil's not in the house.
Well, he was there for the opening face-off, and as you mentioned, we could have had a little violation in that draw. As there's a shot turned aside by the netminder.
First ever face-off violation on a ceremonial face-off.
Well, in the NHL, a little, actually kid, I think he was 7 years old, was doing a draw, and he kicked out one of the Buffalo Sabres player, and they asked for a new centerman.
That is fantastic.
So when that happened, I've never seen that before, but that's got to be up there.
That's brilliant.
So a face-off violation here in the ceremonial face-off, but nevertheless a great promotion and a great fundraiser here today in the Health and Fitness Day, brought to you by Popeyes, the St. Catharines location.
Oh boy, we've seen this before from Chris Atwood.
Here comes Atwood, a one-on-one, bounce shot. Priest was there though, already down and read that one like a book and makes the save. Priest stepping out, what a catch. Neufeld absolutely jumped 3 or 4 feet in the air, one hand up in the air and made that snag. Neufeld. They get it back to the near side. Here's Potter. Critch behind the back to Potter. Down low. That pass was intended to go to the far side, but once again, Atwood took that one away. Stretching it down the floor. Montour is the only demon player after it. He gets sent to the boards by Critch, and now Andrew Potter's just settling it down. Once again, they're testing Neufeld's flexing ability. See how far he can reach. Niagara setting up on the power play. 20 seconds remaining on the minor interference call against the Demons. Neufeld, he gets a shot and he scores to make it a 3-0 game.
Well, you could kind of see that coming, that one. Oh, someone wants through the lock, I guess. You kind of see that one coming as Neufeld started to get heat up. They continued to pass on the ball on that offensive set. And how about that play, leaping up to save it? I don't know if it was going over the glass, but even if it doesn't, it's bouncing straight to Tom Montour, who takes it the other way. And who knows what can happen. But Neufeld getting the goal here. That's a big one for the Lock Monsters. Reigning Offensive Player of the Week actually won that, as you said, with the 6 points he scored here on Sunday, 4 of them goals.
So, Atwood loses one of the draws that he doesn't often lose, as Tim Edwards won the draw, but Ohsweken takes over. Ian Martin, who wears number 9, got that one through Von Harris, but they go east-west across the floor to the far side. They're strong left here. That pass was intended for Ian Martin, but now he's got to find it here on the near wall. 12 on the shot clock. Martin spins away from trouble, but Brookermere doing a fine job to stay with him outside. Martin tries a crease dive, but absolutely fantastic defense from Reed, Muir, and the rest of that Lock Monsters 5.
They've been putting it on here this afternoon. This is a defensive clinic.
Coyle tried to feed that one through. Not the best pass, as Robertson was easily guarded there, and Martin picked it off. But now back the other way, Niagara gets a steal of their own.
How about the pressure from Coyle to force that shot?
2 minutes exactly remaining in the opening quarter. Robertson the shot. Easily smothered there and controlled by Lazar. Lazar's just a flip pass to Chancey Johnson. Johnson wearing number 28 this afternoon. Down low to Printup. Elijah Printup finds Tom Montour the shot. Ball squeaks all the way back up top, and now it's Niagara possession. Niagara would really like to get one more here. They're up 3-0. And we've seen this before here at the Meridian where they can really open up a game. They won 15-6 against the Southwest Cyclops, coming off a loss to Southwest 2 weeks ago. 3-0 the score here right now for Niagara. He's being bothered there. Good defense from Elijah Printup. Critch spins away from Printup. Good seal from Favero, opening up the shooting lane. Ball's on the far side. Back to Critch. Went off his shoulder, though, and through the crease.
We saw that a few times last night where they had wide open looks. Oh. And the play that doesn't look like it's going to work is the one where they get the shot on goal. But a few that just, they were either too hard to handle or they were into the body or just a little bit away from the stick. Saw that last night, but...
Well, now Ohsweken, with under 60 seconds remaining, gets it up top to Atwood. Atwood, who wears number 43, takes a lot of the draws for Ohsweken, plays the top quarterback position of this offensive set.
Oh, he's got a snipe, though, if he decides to let one rip.
A lot of power coming behind it, and it's hard for goalies to read a shot that's maybe not as fast, but it's hard. Just a hard, powerful shot, and that's what Atwood has. Ball's up top.
Final possession here for Niagara.
Muir cutting to the middle. Slade uses the seal from Neufeld. Brian Neufeld opens up top. Brandon Slade has it, though. Takes a slash. Now gets a Neufeld underhand shot right in the stick. And a rebound.
Oh.
Neufeld down on the floor as after that shot, Atwood sent him to the ground, but a referee, Joel Furman, had the call. And
I think he's checking if it'll be a 2 or a 5. And was it a 5? I think the question he asked Grant Spees was, did it hit shoulder? And I saw Grant shake his head no.
Well, that's a very late hit. So a good call. That's a good, it's a questionable 5, but it's definitely a very strong late hit by Atwood. So Chris Atwood, a very offensive threat in the box for 5. One last chance here on the power play. 5 on the clock. They quick sticked it to Robertson. That one's sealed high. The shot off a stick. Atwood winds and fires.
Told you.
Yeah. He's testing his strength, trying to throw it 200 feet to the floor. But at the end of the opening quarter.
It took a funny hop. If it was online, Priest would have had to make a good save.
Well, you never know with the floor here and the turf, but down on the floor, it's Niagara 3, Demons nothing. We'll pause for a couple minutes. Don't go anywhere. Second quarter action is coming right up. Well, a couple dance moves are in the books. 3 stars of the game, though, are not. Tweet us who you think will be the 3 stars of the game. First, second, and third up for grabs, but Ohsweken still yet to be on the scoreboard, so right now it's tipping towards the Niagara Lock Monsters offense, but we'll be deciding those a little later. Be sure to tweet us your thoughts at JVI Video and find out who are today's 3 stars of the game after today's broadcast.
Well, you said it's tipping towards the offense. I think we're going to have to look at a defensive player here because, my goodness, they've been so solid in that defensive end. They'll switch here. It is the quick change period if you're on offense, so got to step up and take away those fast breaks now.
Well, Niagara wins the opening draw of quarter number 2. Slade outlet pass to Dumont, and Dumont's looking to get a change now. Here comes the offense, who's put up 3 in the opening quarter. Nothing for the Ohsweken Demons. Lazor is in net against Jay Priest. If you're just joining us here, Spencer Tangway alongside Matthew Carrick and the rest of the broadcast team. They stretch it to the corner. 5 on the shot clock. Favero's up top, and Robertson has it in the far corner. Robertson the shot, squeaked through Lazar, but now it's controlled by Niagara. Ball up top through Fowler, who opened the scoring. Back up top to Favero. There's a shot. What a block by the Demons. Lazar never even got a piece of that. Fowler. Clear shooting lane. He scores. Too much time and too much room for Corey Fowler. And now he scored to make it 4-0, his second of the contest.
Somebody smart called that. I don't know who it was. That Fowler was going to be important here for Niagara. But watch him again. He's actually going to go to the bench behind one of the most awkward advertisements we've got here in CLAX.
But there's
Just
the goal.
Straight down the middle, and goodness.
And he's
We've seen Mike Atwood, sorry Spencer, miss a couple of games. I don't know if he's hurt or what's up with him, but second game where, he just misses on defense there. We know they need him for faceoffs, but that defense has to step up for Mike Atwood. Niagara's going to catch on to that and just go after him all day.
But that's just it. He's one of those players that I'm shocked they had Atwood right on him because Fowler is slippery and he can just go right around anybody, and way too much time and room for him as Edwards got a clean look, but Lazar made the save. Here comes Ohsweken back the other way. Printup goes for a change, and with possession is the right-handed Von Harris. Harris, 2 lock monsters on him, doing a good job containing them outside as they try to kill off the remaining of Atwood's 5-minute high sticking penalty that happened late in the opening quarter. Harris squeaks through, takes it behind the net though. Edwards and Critch are the two trying to keep him outside. 30 seconds. They give him a reset.
Yeah, a reset here. You have to double the ball when you're man up. It's one of those things to help kind of force the play and pressure it a little bit. You're going to get another one here.
As now, Ohsweken really doing a good job. There's an outside shot, though. Yeah. Well wide, and that'll be over and back.
Yeah, Joel Furman all over that. And again, one of those very unique CLAX rules.
Quick whistle, but.
Wow. The quick restart and then the crease violation. That was
almost evens things out. Another really quick whistle. Furman a little whistle happy here this afternoon. Outside shot, and he scores. The team captain for the Ohsweken Demons, and that's Tommy Montour, gets the Ohsweken Demons a shorthanded tally.
Yeah, one of the guys they need to get going here. As we said last night, a lot of their weapons were out of the game. They do get Chris Atwood back in this one. But no Wenster Green, Ken Aaron, or pardon me, Wenster Green. Sorry.
Well, the lineup seems to be changing. I mean, obviously every game players with work commitments or they can't make it, but it's one of those hard things that will hopefully smoothen out as the league progresses, of course, and teams head into the playoffs. But night in and night out, it's a different roster sometimes, as there's not too many players on each team that have played the full regular season schedule.
Well, and that was part of the discussion as the league has evolved. Oh, big hit against the sideboards, and looking for revenge on print up now is, I believe that's Caputo.
Down low to the corner. Fowler gets it. They tried to go cross crease for Robertson. Robertson jumping in the air, and he's still battling with the Demons player number 35, Mike Miller. Fowler joins Robertson trying to find that loose ball, and they get it down low. Up top to Corey Fowler. Sneak-ins Caputo, but a better save by Lazar.
So every week, teams are allowed to put players on holdout lists if they know a guy can't make a game or whatever. And the question was, can you do that when your team plays 2 games in the same week? This year, it is allowed, and that's why you see all those different changes and things to get fresher legs playing the second day from a team like the Demons.
And that's not even to mention people that get hurt or players that get called up to the National Lacrosse League.
Exactly. Well, that's why there's different holdout lists. Like the actual holdout, there's the IR, then there's the NLL holdout and the Junior CLAX holdout list. It's a very unique league in that you can have a lot of players under your control, but only those 5 on the actual holdout list.
There's a Niagara shot that tried to beat the buzzer, but it was wide. So the Ohsweken Demons set up here in a 4-1 game with Atwood still in the box for another 35 seconds. Montour spins away behind the back shot, but what a save by Priest.
Well, part of the problem with guys coming in and out on different nights, there's just no offensive chemistry. You're really relying on individual efforts like chemistry right there. Andrew Potter, John Arnold have played together for 3 or 4 seasons now, and they know exactly how to put it in the net as they do right there.
We'll get another look at that one, and it started from the save of Tommy Montour's behind the back as Atwood will now be out of the penalty box. As we'll get another look right here. Arnold just finds Potter, who's wide open. Quick release over the left shoulder of the netminder, Jake Lazar, to make it a 5-1 lead.
Yeah, Ian Martin commits to the ball carrier there. That's just recognition, knowing that it's John Arnold as opposed to Andrew Potter. And what's happening here? A lot of confusion. And this is going to be...
Well, it should be back to 5-on-5. They've agreed on that because 2 goals have been scored on the major. So they're just trying to figure out if Printup can stay on and if Atwood has to remain in the penalty box to serve his 18 seconds remaining on the major.
Yeah, he does need to stay in and serve the complete 5 is how the rule goes. And we would go back to 5-on-5 on the floor, which means now he's serving 5 plus a dead ball. Oh, goodness.
Edwards spins away as we've just been informed the out-of-town scoreboard update. Barrie leads the Durham Turf Dogs 6-2. That game in the second quarter at the General Motors Center. Reed gets it through everyone, and now it's in the possession of number 9, Brian Neufeld. Neufeld looks to Edwards cutting in, and Reed's going to have to find that Lucy here on the near side. 13 on the clock, well wide. They tried to go for the top right corner, and over back is going to be the call now. Late whistle.
Yeah, playing the slow whistle, but there was clearly no Demon in the area. And that'll actually give them the ball down in the corner.
So Atwood now is just simply waiting for a dead ball before he can leave. 20 on the shot clock. Down low. Ohsweken spinning into the middle. And Niagara, once again, really doing a good job containing this offense as Von Harris is going to find that Lucy up top. Harris battling number 25, Jordan Helpy. Thomas trying to pick it up for the Demons. Slade's in there for Niagara. Shot clock expires, and Niagara gets that ball.
Mitch Dumont absolutely all over Randy Martin on this side on the crease. And that ate up a good, 20 seconds of that shot clock. As now we're going to have a high stick against Jamison as he gets one up on Slade. Now look at Priest, full sprint.
Usain bolting that one to the bench. 100-meter dash right there.
I got him in the mascot race at halftime.
Well, of course, Popeye's on hand along with Louis the Lock Monster. There's a pass intended to go cross crease. But a delayed penalty as the shot clock expires going against the Demons. Another power play for the Niagara Lock Monsters.
And it works out to almost an entire period for Chris Atwood. As he comes out of the box, he gives it to Grant Spees. But Kyle Jamison going in. It will be a hold. I mistakenly said high stick, but it will be a hold.
So Jamison in the box, a holding minor. And now Fowler in the power play along with Tainhouse up top, who's got it, fires and just missed by a inch or so. And that one's picked up by Jake Lazar in his own crease. Lazar looking down the floor, stretching it all the way out. Couldn't connect though with Montour, as Montour knew he should have had that one. Priest now gives it to Fowler as they're playing some interesting music here at the Meridian Center. Not sure what they're trying to play here.
It's Popeye the Sailor.
On a Popeye's power play, so I guess that makes sense. I can't say I've ever heard of that.
Oh.
Tainhouse.
We can't be friends.
Well, I'm sure they'll play it again here on Popeye's Day.
I'll sing you the words when it comes back.
All right.
Maybe.
So now with 7:40 remaining in the quarter, 1:05 on the power play for the Lock Monsters. They've got one shot. Tainhouse up top. Tainhouse cross crease, but they get called on the crease violation. Great effort from Niagara to really go for a beautiful goal there and try to make it a 6-1 lead.
Making up for the ones we missed in the junior game, I guess.
Thompson.
I was told by the goalies we missed a few. I disagree.
Well, did you see the score in the junior game? They almost added up to 50 goals combined. I don't think they needed another 3. As now Niagara picks it up at their own end. Priest steps out and reroutes number 18 of the Ohsweken Demon player, and that's Ashton Jacobs. 7 remaining here in the second quarter. 5-1, 20 on the power play. Ball's up top. Critch gets it back. Left-handed shot. He's got room off the crossbar.
Had the corner, too.
Priest running out, coming out to get that ball. And coming out of the box soon is Jamison. 5 seconds remaining on the power play. Down low. Through number 88, Andrew Potter. Up top to Critch. Arnold just steps back. Flip pass. What a behind-the-back effort. Even 5-on-5 lacrosse. Balls to the near side. Set and roll by by Arnold. And now Edwards. Flip pass finds Arnold. Arnold needs a shot. 3 on the clock. He's probably not going to get a good look here as he fires, but arm pad save. Just kind of threw that out like a blocker.
You're right. Not a good look, but it's a look. And it extends the possession here, and they'll get a couple changes.
20 on the shot clock. Niagara getting fresh legs. This was one of the big things that helped their offense last week here at the Meridian. They controlled some big offensive minutes, and when they did, they were able to get full line changes, one player at a time. Brooker Muir now. He gets a twist shot. Priest gets beat, and Brooker Muir scores his first goal of tonight's contest.
Yeah, it's, of course, actually Jake Lazar, but that one just rolling down, and we look to the bench now as Ron Henry likes to give his goaltenders a short leash, especially when we've got a hot one on the bench like Goa Abrams, but no movement, at least for now, as that one just quick, it's off the foot and in.
And that's one other thing about Sealax, of course, the goalie rotations with Chase Martin not even dressed this afternoon. Played yesterday, so they elect to go with Abrams and their backup goaltender today in Goa Abrams, of course, in net right now, Jake Lazar.
Speaking of goaltenders, a Carey Price jersey sighting.
Oh, jeez. Hopeful fan thinking he's coming back this season, but it doesn't look like he's going to be on the ice anytime soon.
See the video of him skating?
Painful.
That's not a man that's coming back soon.
Painful, very painful to watch. As the lock monster gets sent to the floor, minor possession called, and now Robertson's getting tangled up with Ian Martin. Coming in to help is Reed, and Reed's not a small guy. Reed will throw some bodies around.
I'm surprised they let that go. On the way out, Martin swung his stick and actually hit 2 separate lock monster players right in front of the official, as they're letting them play a little bit here.
Caputo now wears number 19 for Niagara. Through Robertson to the far side. Robertson cuts in looking for a ball. Coyle setting a nice seal. The pass was intended to come to the near side, but Thomas just flips it up, and now back comes Ohsweken. The shot, a bouncer, and they score. Count that one for Brock Farmer. A bounce shot off the turf that Priest wasn't really close on.
Yeah, Brock Farmer, I mean, he's got some moves. Doesn't get very many touches as he ends up in the defensive zone, rather, more often than not. But Watch this finish right here. Priest is playing the straight snipe, goes down to block the 5-hole, and that opens up a huge spot up high. He is a taller goaltender, but from the look at him, it's mostly leg as here comes Ohsweken again. And again, Priest goes down and opens the top.
On that draw, Edwards just got flipped somehow through a stick of the Ohsweken Demon player. And now, Ian Martin has it. Thomas gets the lone apple on that goal from Farmer as Priest makes the save and controls the rebound. Dumont. Lots of room and space. Stretching the floor. Off the bench, here comes Niagara. Arnold jumps on. Cuts right through the middle. And now the ball comes to number 16, Corey Fowler. Arnold, number 12, up top, Mitch Dumont. Dumont goes to the far side. Cutting through the creases, Arnold. He can't get a good look. Spinning away from traffic. They get it down low to Fowler. What a save by the netminder, Jake Lazar.
Arnold kept going ring around the rosy on the crease, and Fowler took that opportunity to slip away from coverage. What a nice move by Fowler. Just couldn't finish.
Corey Fowler now looks to come in once again, taken away by the Demons player. And Ohsweken coming back the other way, and that is number 35, Mike Miller. Big D-man for the Ohsweken player, or the Demons, excuse me, as Tommy Montour takes it from him. Montour not in the box today yet. A place he seems to find himself sometimes. Staying on the floor, there's a shot. Pad save from the left shoulder of the netminder. Dumont coming on the near side as we are under 3 minutes to play. Less than 180 seconds. Gives it for Slade. Gets it back. Slade coming in, takes a stick to the chest, but makes a shot. But Lazar made the save. Back and forth style lacrosse, very ping-pong style. Not a lot of big offensive sets where the goaltenders have been really tested.
And normally that favors Ohsweken, as Niagara are the ones that like to set up a little bit more, but they can definitely score in transition. All their defensive guys can bury.
Slade now, what a save from Lazar. He almost had Lazar beat, but Lazar threw the left shoulder up and made that big stop.
Yeah, Jaker's starting to settle in now a little bit after a bit of a shaky couple minutes there, giving up that big run early on.
So now the ball squeaks out, and here comes Ohsweken 3-on-2.
Something happened at the bench there with Chancey Johnson still having words, as I missed the goal completely. It may have been Ashton Jacobs.
Yeah, Jacobs down low in the crease, and it was just him against Mr. Jay Priest. As we'll get another look, and hopefully another look at what happened at the bench, as everyone thought the ball was still in the legs of Zach Reed, it looked like. But here's the goal. Jacobs all alone, just right over top of Priest.
I think that's actually the double eights of Randy Martin down there. As it was Ashton.
Yeah, you're right.
Ashton Jacobs was tied up. It's part of that scuffle in the bench. You give a parting shot to someone on the bench on the way out. That's why Niagara coaching staff was going berserk. Things getting spicy out at the GM Center too.
There's a shot and a goal. Just under 15 seconds later, the Niagara Lock Monsters get a goal, and now the lead is back up to 4.
Well, we said Andrew Potter, they're trying to find a spot for him, and he's been used a lot on the defense. And as we said too, like not that long ago, the defensive players, all of them for Niagara, this is how they were built under Jeff Dowling, and now Matt Atwood takes over. All the defensive players can bury if they get up into the zone, and you can see another guy getting a step on Mike Atwood. Rough start to the game for him.
So we're nearing halftime here, and the score 7-3. And Niagara has really picked up their pace in their first 2 home games in the second half. We'll see if that continues as Jamieson gives it to the middle. Priest slides to his right and makes the save.
Oh, beautiful hit there by Martin.
That's called a textbook cross-check. And Don Cherry would be happy. Don Cherry of lacrosse, of course, would be happy with that one. Jamieson up top.
So Brian Shanahan?
That's one you could go with. Priest makes the save. He turned. It looked like he didn't know where it was. As back comes Niagara. 60 seconds exactly remaining. That pass was intended for the Lock Monsters, number 6, Jordan Robertson. Robertson, the left-handed shot, really fits well with this offensive unit of the Niagara Lock Monsters as a Demon player tripped on the turf.
Yeah, there's a few spots where it's coming up, a couple bubbles down there as well, but overall a pretty nice turf.
There's a shot and they say no.
No, I agree with Joel Furman there. I think that's a very tight call, but I think it's the correct one. Good ears on that. That's all listening.
So Furman takes away a Niagara goal. Becker, an outside shot. And now the ball is with Phil Caputo, and we got a quick whistle on a minor interference call. Robertson back the other way, spinning away from Josh Becker. Takes a few slashes, and now it's down low in the possession of Jordan Critch. Critch up top, Tainhouse, who's been really quiet in today's game. Priest is screaming at the bench for a timeout.
No,
the officials aren't.
As play goes on, it's got to come from the floor.
As the goaltender Priest gets some help from the netminder.
The whole bench was screaming. And I don't know anybody on the floor for the Lock Monsters called it. During play, it has to come from the floor. It can come from the bench on a dead ball, but not during play. So Jay Priest saying he was trying to call it. I didn't see that, but I think that's another great job by the officials.
Well, it's halftime here at the Meridian. We're going to send things over to Durham, where it is becoming just a brawl on lacrosse.
Sounds like it's actually a highlight here from Durham. Is who's that in net? Is that Angus Dinley? I'm not sure. Oh, goodness.
As this is becoming a little bit of a... Now this is fighting right here. This is lacrosse.
Colin Boucher is the guy on the outside. Tyler Roach, he's done this a couple times now as we got guys on the floor and everywhere. Mohamed Ershad. Wow. Whoa. Tyler Roach. Not sure who he's got, but my goodness. Nevin Sullivan. Or pardon me, Eric Schul.
Yeah.
Hey, we got that game tomorrow.
Yep.
Yes. Goodness gracious.
So as they settle down in the General Motors Center, we're going to settle and we'll pause for a second. It's halftime. Get something to drink, grab some popcorn. It's 7-3. Lots of lacrosse to go here from the Meridian as a halftime show takes the floor.
Coming off the bench to engage in that because it was in the course of a change, but the Blizzard wound up with at least 6 runners on the floor. Mark Farthing and Jeff Griffiths, captain and alternate captain respectively, head over to hear what the officials have to say. We'll see as things get sorted out. The score as we are exactly halfway through the second quarter. The officials may want to just take their time out to get this sorted out. I'm not sure if anyone's noticed that we are at the 7:30 mark. A lot of people waiting to see what's going to go on. Look forward to halftime for a chance to go to the bathroom. Jewel on the pass from Mark Farthing. We'll get that. Heading to the bench amongst the officials. There's more penalties. Okay, now Wasson and from Durham and Boucher, it's showing 140 each. No, that's Johnny Ray and Boucher with 140 each. I don't know how 20 seconds is off the penalty already since we haven't had any actual action for a while. Brad MacArthur would like an explanation from Bill Fox. Thomas Hogarth goes over to have a chat with Caden Pack in the middle of the floor. Seeing how things are going. Got any big plans for Valentine's Day? No. Okay, we'll have a good one. And Hogarth heads back to the bench. Somebody's opened a door behind us here at the General Motors Centers just to see if it's still really cold, and it is. A little weather report for you with 7:30 to go in the second quarter. The weather report is that it's cold. We're going to see how cold once the Weather Network comes up. Minus 28, the temperature here in Oshawa. The wind chill is minus 37. I think minus 37 might be the point where they do actually Fahrenheit and Celsius cross over. So we have unofficially reached the point where it just doesn't matter. Now Matt Giles is still yelling over to Bill Fox. Bill Fox is saying always a face-off. And Durham, Mike Triolo calling for 2 more players. It's going to be 4-on-3. I don't quite get how the penalties are starting at 140. They may have been up. Was Boucher already off? But Boucher was involved in that fracas, so I'm a little confused. Oh, no, sorry, it's number 10. It's Joe Wasson for, right, he was off, and it's Johnny Ray that was off for Barrie. So my bad. They did have 20 seconds gone. So it's just the major to Spencer James that has gone up on the board. So a 5-minute advantage for the Durham Turf Dogs. Now they're going to set things up. Goddard with the ball. Cody McMahon. Thomas Hogarth. Just 7 seconds to shoot. There's a shot by McMahon. It's going to bounce right out to Triolo on the rebound. Turf Dogs looks a little confused. Took a while to get all 4 guys out there. Now they're set though, and McNulty will give it back to Goddard. 1 righty is Triolo, and then the 3 lefties. That's a shot by McNulty. No problem for Dineley. It was right into his stick. McNulty trying to find the 5-hole. Outlet pass. Gets through to Shane Scott. Goddard thought about stepping in for the pick, but realized if it got by him, Scott was all alone to the net, so Goddard now holding him out at bay. McMahon comes to give him some help. They get him pinned on the back boards. 11 on the shot clock for the Blizzard. Ball pops out. Goddard's going to go after it. To Levick is picked off by McNulty. He's running the floor, but McLeod and Scott already back. Scott taking away Vradenberg coming off the bench on the far side, so they're going to throw it back up top to Triolo. Stay with us for the rest of the second quarter. I don't think we're going to take the officials' timeout. I think they considered that their timeout. You never know. Levick with the ball off the boards. Cochran up ahead. Triolo trying to stay in the passing lane. He's going to let Levick shoot. Saved by Murray. Picked up by St. John. move up the floor. There's a shot. It trickles almost into the net, but Donnelly just grabs it at the last second, or Hogarth had a goal. Ball goes up top. Griffiths gives it back to Caravello, or 4-on-4 for another 20 seconds. That shot from Caravello shook up Hogarth, but he stands up and shakes it off. They're going to roll it into the corner as the shot clock about to expire, and the Blizzard will just get their defensive guys out as Durham's about to go on the power play. Barrie wanted to make sure they had who they wanted out on the floor. The last one's Cody McLeod. The Turf Dogs now are on the power play for another minute and 36 seconds. Goddard taking his time until the offensive personnel get out. He and Wasson play a little catch. Goddard down low. McNulty across to Wasson. Triolo, nice pass, but the shot by McNulty about a foot wide of the far corner. Goddard's shot doesn't get through, it's stopped by Smith. A reset as Triolo got that shot off, but Donnelly grabs the ball. And McLeod heading forward. Nice job by Farthing to take away Shane Scott. So no passing lane available. Blizzard will slow things down. They've got to stay inside that restraining line. McLeod reverses course. Wasson on him. Triolo coming to help. It's stripped by Wasson. Scott trying to get there. Farthing jumps in to try and get there first, but Scott gets control. Farthing flips over the top of Scott, and St. John slips in, takes the ball away. Turf Dogs running the floor. 43 seconds left on their power play. They trail 7-4 with 3:10 to go here in the second quarter. I'm Stephen Stamp bringing you Canadian Lacrosse League action. Barrie and Durham fighting for first place here on CLAX TV 2. Bradenberg passes to St. John. That doesn't connect. Donnelly grabs it behind his net and looks for the outlet. Nothing there. Still looking to make a pass. He's got 5 seconds to get it over center. We're going to have a too many men call on Barrie. Illegal substitution. Brad MacArthur raises his hands, and Rob Blaisdell gives Caden Pack the wave. They don't like that call. But it will make it 5-on-3 for 12 seconds. Then the Turf Dogs will stay on the power play. Cole Murray wants to have a chat with Josh Wasson. Wasson goes back to talk to him. Points up at the screen. Wasson will mention something to the officials that Murray noticed. Levitt goes to serve it. It's a crowded box over there for Barrie. There's a shot. Triolo's turned aside. Spencer James comes out. It's a 5-on-4 regular power play. Hogarth at the top. He was the safety valve. Now he's the quarterback. 3 righties. Different look for the Turf Dogs. A shot by Goddard turned aside. They often go with 4 lefties, and that's going to be not an over and back, just a reset, because Goddard never attained possession before that ball rolled over center. Goddard's going to take the pass from Triolo. It's a little high. That one's high for McNulty, but he gets it. Triolo's shot low, saved by Donnelly. Ray, nice shovel pass ahead if it gets there. James can't get position. And the Turf Dogs will come up with a great hustle by Goddard to get it. The long pass to one hopper, just too high, but McNulty's going to be the first man there. Bradenberg making sure he's got some open space. That spot on the turf, right where Thomas Hogarth is, just slightly closer to the net, and right there, there's the shot by Bradenberg. That's the one they've had trouble with in the past, but nice job by the officials to get it under control today. It is sitting well in this game. Oh, Scott with the catch. Twister stopped by Murray. Bradenberg was trying to get there and knock that pass away, but Scott was just far enough ahead. Now here come the Turf Dogs back the other way. 30 on the penalty. Shot stopped by Donnelly as Hogarth just let her fly. Donnelly clamps on it, but Hogarth knocks it loose. Comes out. Oh, he had visions of an open net. Now Donnelly's down, but he hops back up. Griffiths on Hogarth. He'll shoot. That one hits Johnny Ray. Nobody knows where it is, but Donnelly eventually comes up with it. We're into the final minute of the first half. 7-4 for the Barrie Blizzard. Here comes Jason Crawford running the floor. Turf Dogs all around. The penalty's over. roughing obviously came before the James fighting major because it was his fighting major that went up on the board, which the Barrie Blizzard have now killed. 22.9 seconds left. And what has been quite a long first half thanks to that tussle that took a while to get sorted out. Blizzard send James, Ray, Boucher, and Koger out to play defense. They should have one more coming. There it is. Cody McLeod will join him. McNulty and Goddard along with Cody McMahon up top, the lefties for the Turf Dogs. Along with Radenberg. Then two righties, Josh Wasson and Thomas Hogarth for the Turf Dogs. McMahon's going to have to go right back almost to his goal line extended, but lots of time, especially since they haven't started the clock yet. Play is blown in. Turf Dogs will wait till about 8 seconds to go and then attack the net. If you're new to the game, you might wonder why they wait, so they don't give the team on defense a chance to shoot for the empty net if they do happen to miss when the goalie stops the ball. 7 seconds, they cut. Hogarth with the pass. There's a shot across. They try and hit the quick stick. Doesn't quite connect. Hogarth got the ball but missed the net with Spencer James on him. It's 7-4 for the Barrie Blizzard. It's halftime. We'll be back in 15 minutes. I'm Steven Stamp bringing you CLAX action on CLAX 2. Thanks for being with us.
We are 90 seconds away from the start of the third quarter. Let's take a look at the top 5 leading the CLAX this year. And Ian Martin, who's in today's game, 35 points in only 7 games. Fowler, of course, also here, 31 points in 5 games. Guerin, Dance, and Keane round out the list. But on those 5, Matt, just some offensive talent and threat that could be at any league, and they could play anywhere at any position of the floor.
Yeah, reigning Rookie of the Year. Former Offensive Player of the Year. We got the reigning Most Outstanding Player of the Year on that list. And I mean, Ian Martin is doing fantastic things here with this Ohsweken squad. Obviously, 2 extra games than Corey Fowler with those 4 points. But how about Guerin with 4? Understand he's recovering a bit. We hope to see him back this season at some point so we can get more points added to that tally. But yeah, definitely some great talent on that list. You've been watching Dan Keane and Jordan Dance a lot this season too.
Well, you think about that with Dan Keane and Jordan Dance. Look at all the players and the diversity of how many players are from different teams there. We got 4 teams on that list with Guerin, of course, Dance, and Fowler, all representing different teams, as well as Ian Martin, who's leading the league here on the floor this afternoon for the Ohsweken Demons. We are only 5 seconds away before we get you third quarter action here from the Meridian Center. But it's 7-3, and Ian Martin has been really held off the score sheet because of the defense of the Niagara Lock Monsters.
Yeah, the captain of the team and the captain of the defense is Mitch Dumont. He's been doing a great job, as has Brandon Slade in this one. Brooker Muir, Jordan Houtby. They, standing tall. That's all there is to say about those guys. Doing work. And then how about Jay Priest in the net? It was 3 goals through the first half last night, and they now, that's their average in the 2 games as they hit that mark again.
Well, they're on pace for only 6 goals against here, and they did it once already here at the Meridian Center. Let's see if they can do it again. Niagara beat Southwest a couple weeks ago, 15-6.
Jeez, that looked like that Durham game.
And now Niagara wins the opening draw. Dumont to Edwards. They go for a change. 14:30 remaining. Here's Caputo. Caputo spins away, gets it all the way up top through Coyle. Coyle to the far side. Good play there by the Niagara Lock Monsters offense. Tainhouse couldn't find that Lucy though.
Oh, what a play.
Kind of a shuffle pass shot to get the reset.
Kicked it to himself, but then just couldn't pick it up on the fly.
Martin
real nice.
to Harris to the near side. There's a shot that's well wide. And all the way back off Randy Martin and off Neil McDonald. And Neil McDonald says that never crossed the line. There's a shoulder save. Caputo makes the rebound recovery. Tried to connect with Potter. And Potter just had to slow himself down to find the Lucy. Potter, nice pass. And that shot just bounces wide.
Potter just took a little bit too much time recovering from trying to catch that. Maybe let that bounce once or twice to get the clean look.
Tainhouse on the near side. Gets it up top through Critch to the far side. Up top now is Arnold. John Arnold, number 12. He's been in on a couple of goals, and he's got that fantastic 2-on-1 assist as Niagara just gets beat by the buzzer on the shot clock.
Another late shot, though, after the shot clock. I mean, it was on its way, but how many more before Ohsweken starts taking exception?
Well, here's Corey Thompson now. Thompson had one of the goals of the seasons at the ILA last Friday night when he was able to cut across the crease dive, and go short side while being hit by one of the Southwest defenders. Thompson now gets it, flip pass up top, right into the stick of Jordan Critch. And behind the play, Favero and Thompson are having some words. And a delayed penalty called by Grant Spees against the Demons.
The arm was up first for Favero as he gave the chop to Corey Thompson. And I guess it stopped because Niagara had the ball. That makes sense. I thought we were getting dual penalties there, but Corey Thompson goes his separate ways.
So Brad Favero gets the minor penalty, a slashing call at the 2-minute, 15-second mark of the opening quarter of the second half.
How about getting heckled by the home fans here? Great crowd here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the best here at the Meridian Center they've had this season, of course, as it's a Popeyes Day. A lot of schools and minor lacrosse associations here. I know Hamilton is here. Jeff Dowling, who's a part of CLAX, is also the general manager now of the Hamilton Junior B Bengals.
And we'll be up in Barrie tomorrow, but just been named the GM of the Aurelia Kings, and Junior B is Rob Blaisdell, general manager of the Barrie Blizzards. Maybe some more Aurelia kids coming in with CLAX.
Well, really, there's a city that really would like to pick up its pace in lacrosse. They've been there forever. As Priest falls to the ground and makes the save. Keeping it out is now Brooker Muir on an awful pass.
I was expecting a quick shot there from Randy Martin. What a save there by Tom Montour. A lot of fancy-dancy plays, but now it's time to pot one if you're Ohsweken.
Ball's up top. Becker back to the far side. Fakes it for Montour. Goes to the crease instead, and there is a big stop from Priest. Priest, outlet pass to Edwards, who wears number 66. Edwards being chased by Josh Becker. Just runs and goes behind the net of the netminder, Jake Lazar. He gets sent to the ground. Demons quickly getting after that loose ball, and out they come.
Yeah, he took a huge knock last night, did Tim Edwards. Had to go off for a little bit, but just hung on to it a little too long and almost set up that big hit on that play.
Well, they have 20 seconds remaining on the minor penalty against the Lock Monsters, number 15, Brad Favero. Jamison, quick pass, right finds Miller, and he scores. Great offensive set there on the power play. Miller wide open on the crease, and he buries it past Priest, and that's their fourth of the game.
Well, we're starting to see a lot of goals from both sides now coming off the offense. That big hit on Tim Edwards gets the ball to Ohsweken, and this is what they do to finish. Watch the pass over to Jamison, the return, and the triangle just opens up. And Miller on the crease, won't miss from there very often.
Priest, a fantastic job keeping his team in it, but he came out on that one and opened up the low 5 holes of face-off violation against the Niagara Lock Monsters. So a little bit of life here coming from the Ohsweken Demons. Ball's to the far side. Fakes, comes to the near side. Still looking for a shot as Thompson. What a pass and what a reception snag there by Atwood. Bounce shot.
Thompson fired up as he goes after Houtby after that hit.
There's a crease dive attempt by number 28, and that's Chancey Johnson. Back comes Niagara. Reed. Reed has Houtby, but Houtby goes for a change. Now Zach Reed just going to pull things out. We're talking Junior B, and of course, in Junior C, his brother Nate Reed is the general manager and new head coach of the Oakville Buzz of Junior C now. Oakville changed their Junior C program from the Hawks to the Buzz this year, and now all junior in Oakville will be called the Buzz.
I love when teams do that, top to bottom, all the same.
Mm-hmm. Not too many, I guess, associations with minor lacrosse and junior are different. I can only think of a few. The Welland Generals, of course, are not the Welland Raiders. Raiders in minor, Generals in B. But other than that, as there's a shot from Becker off the knob of the goaltender stick, Jay Priest. Jacobs cuts to the middle. 4 Lock Monsters push him out. Ball up top. Chancey Johnson the shot. No, excuse me, that's number 62, Jordan Thomas the shot. Off the floor and out of play.
It's a nice pass back to him, though, to make something out of a nothing play. And he had some moves coming in.
Dumont, bounce pass off the Lock Monsters logo on the turf, down low to the corner. Coming off the bench is Edwards, gets it to the near side. Here's Reed. Reed, number 17, 2-on-2 lacrosse on ball. Reed to the shot, off the post, and that's going to stay in play as it nearly went here into the seats. Loose ball, Neufeld trying to just shovel it down to the corner. Edwards has it. Edwards up top. Gets it to Slade. Slade gets it down low, back up top. Couldn't connect with Slade. All the way up top, Brooker Muir has it. 20 on the shot clock. Neufeld pulls it up top. Back through Neufeld, he scores! Great individual passing from each of the players on the floor, and it works as a unit. Niagara makes it 8-4. What a goal from the Niagara Lock Monsters to regain that 4-goal lead and beat Jake Lazar. And here it is again, just a passing play at its finest.
He's got the hot stick right now. Just beats 2 Demons. Was the last one Tom Montour? It looked like him, and to beat him, you know you're doing something quick. As that's just a great goal from Neufeld. 4 last week, and he's already got 2 here in this one.
So Atwood got called on a violation of the dot. That pass was intended for Chancey Johnson, and Niagara coming back the other way. Loose ball now, picked up by the Ohsweken Demons, Mike Miller. Miller, number 35, goes to the far side. Chancey Johnson, number 28, cuts to the crease, trying to find the back door. Far side, low angle, low probability shot there by Vaughn Harris. And now Niagara has possession. Coyle goes for a change after he dishes the ball off to the far side. 8 minutes, 2 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Spencer Tangway alongside Matthew Carrick and the rest of our broadcast team here on CLAX TV1 here at the Meridian Center. One other game happening, CLAX 2 today. It's Durham in a feisty affair with the Barrie Blizzard. Last time we checked in there, it was 8-4, I believe, for Barrie. As we'll try to keep you updated there. One other game happening in the weekend. Tomorrow, Matt and I will be there at the Barrie Molson Center, where Barrie will get another look at the Durham Turf Dogs in that home-and-home series.
And that building's had some history to it. Of course, the Demons in Barrie almost benches clearing a few years ago.
And then that big Creators Cup final, as that will be a over and back violation. Niagara coming the other way. Here's Dumont. Dumont to the far crease. They score. How about Dumont and Andrew Potter connecting? And it's very similar to how Andrew Potter got his first one. Potter's got 2 now, and they got a 5-goal lead.
I think he's actually got 3. They've got him credited with 2 to start, and that would make 3. And that's going to be the switch here as Goa Abrams is going to come in. What a play by Dumont to stand in and take that hit, knowing it's coming. And paying the price to make a play, sorry.
Well, Goa Abrams coming in, and when he played here, played last time at the, ILA, Iroquois Lacrosse Arena, he started off a little bit shaky, but when he really settled in, wow, Abrams really got the job done. Here they come again, though. Real test, and they score. Abrams beat on his first shot of the game.
Hat trick now for Fowler, pardon me.
And
as we've seen this, back to their championship days, you would look at the score sheet and not a lot of points on either side, but you'd see Fowler and Potter would have a big cluster, and that's starting to look what it's going to look like here again.
Well, if you're Niagara, you can't ask for a better start with Goa Abrams coming off the bench. Not even a shot. And he already has his first goal against. 6:53 remaining in the third quarter. 10 goals now for the Niagara Lock Monsters. 4 for the Ohsweken Demons. We're going to pause. We'll be back. 10-4 for the Niagara Lock Monsters.
It's not a timeout. I don't think we got a timeout. Now we do. Sorry. I was yelling at, they were trying to sort out the face-off here. I wasn't sure if they were actually going to take timeout, but now they have made the signal as they wanted to discuss. And on the other side of the break, they're going to award the ball to Niagara.
So we will step aside now. The officials will grab some water. The teams go to the bench. We'll be back. 10-4, 6:53 remaining in the third. Back inside the Meridian Center, the flex cam was on the board, and I feel sorry for that one kid that went to flex and he lost half his nest tee. So an unfortunate break.
The things you only see when you come to a game.
As there's a shot by the Demon player off the back glass and all the way back. It went off a Niagara player, so no over and back. With 10 on the clock, Goa Abrams has entered today's game. He's allowed 1. Flips it now, and they only have 5 on the shot clock. Up to Ashton Jacobs. Jacobs to the far side. They need a shot. Taking one off the shin was Coyle, and back comes Niagara.
Starting to get a lot of shots. Slashes and jabs and shoves in behind the play. As we get late into this one, the back half of the home-on-home.
Potter flipped that to Arnold. Good seal there coming from the Lock Monsters. Corey Fowler. Abrams goes down and makes the save off his right shoulder. Favero finds that loose ball. Brad Favero, an assistant captain of this year's club, comes to John Arnold. Arnold down low to Corey Fowler. Excuse me, that's Dumont, the captain. Dumont, the shot. Turned aside by the right leg.
He's been getting into the offense of late. Usually more of a defensive guy, but goodness, he's stepping up here. Oh, what a play by Chansey there.
Nice flip pass by Niagara. Corey Fowler takes over. Niagara coming in 3-on-3. Connects with the bench. Back to Fowler, the shot. Ooh, tried to go 5-hole. Loose ball picked up by the Lock Monsters.
He had a couple of huge fakes, go a bit on all of them. He was way down and out.
Well, it seems like it's a lot closer than the scoreboard is saying. 10-4 the score for Niagara. Very back and forth pace lacrosse. Loose ball picked up off the rebound. Back up through Reed. Reed up top. Neufeld gets it down low. Neufeld's cutting through the middle. Long shot. Easily turned aside off the right step of the goaltender, Goa Abrams. Stretch pass. Martin just couldn't connect, but they would have had a nice full-length floor goal as that ball took a little hop and almost fooled the goaltender of Jay Priest. Four minutes exactly remaining. Ball's up top. Here's Neufeld. Neufeld spins away, Slade the pick. He rolls, just couldn't get a good shot off. Brandon Slade, what a nice little pass to Mitch Dumont, the shot. Coming out of his net and taking away the angle, Goa Abrams. Abrams replaced the netminder of Jake Lazar, who led in 9.
Look out. Oh. Sorry, Atwood was behind everybody. I thought he was going to go for a break, but of course that would have been the wrong way.
Well, it would have been interesting. Would have added some flair to today's game if he goes down on his netminder and takes a shot.
Only All-Star Game MVP in CLAC's history. Brought some flair to that one.
As now, Niagara just trying to settle down on offense, but they don't do a good job, and now Ian Martin takes over, and the fans are asked to clap their hands and get ready for some more defense. 3 minutes, 180 seconds to go in the third. Barry Molson Center tomorrow. General Motors Center this afternoon is hosting Durham and the Barrie Blizzard, part 1 of their home and home. There's a shot off the crossbar, though, as George thought he beat the netminder Priest. Rudy George gets it down low. George has Jamieson up top, but through Montour first. Better save by Jay Priest. Jamieson cutting through the middle. Here's Jordan Robertson. 2-on-1 for Niagara. Robertson and Neufeld. Robertson with the shot. He scores. Neufeld was there for the pass, but just a quick release and a snipe from Jordan Robertson.
Another transition goal, though, as this Lock Monster defense stifling in the near side of the floor and then taking it down and scoring on the other side.
Well, we'll take a look at today's trivia question. Which Lock Monster player had 18 goals and 39 assists in 2013 but managed to have 9 more penalty minutes than points? Tweet us your answer at JVI Video or at CLACS League. And a hint, this player has only played 1 game so far for the Niagara Lock Monsters this season.
What is that, 57 plus 9?
That's 66 penalty minutes if you're trying to keep track at home. So 57 points. He had 66 penalty minutes, though, in only 13 games. Fowler now back the other way. Loose ball picked up. We'll get to that answer later in today's game.
Is he in the building?
I might not be able to tell you that one.
Oh, come on.
It's a tricky one.
That means he is.
But I will give you a hint. Summer ball, he may have played with a lot of these players. That's a big hint. On the same team, just a few minutes away from here. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and also his team may have hosted a big provincial national championship. Is now behind the play. Fowler is getting tied up with a Demon player. Demons come back the other way and score, but still having some words is Fowler with the Demon player, number 28, in Chancey Johnson.
Yeah, all eyes were on that battle as they came up the floor. And is this Atwood or Chancey getting a penalty for unsportsmanlike?
Well, Johnson's going to the box, and they're giving him a 10.
Oh.
Big loss for Demons there as Chancey Johnson gets a 10, but here's the goal.
Yeah, I think officials around the league are starting to have enough. It's an outside shot from Chris Atwood.
.121 remaining in the third. The score, 11-5. Chancey Johnson, after that goal, behind the play, said a few words, and they were picked up and heard by Neil McDonald, today's technical official. So Neil is in the box, or excuse me, Neil sent Chancey Johnson to the box. Johnson, of course, would want Neil McDonald in the box. But 10-minute penalty and a misconduct against Chancey Johnson.
And with 1 minute left, that'll be the majority of the game.
Caputo gets it to the Lock Monsters offense with only 60 seconds in the third quarter, 10 on the shot clock. Montour picks it up. We mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Tommy Montour really took a few penalties in the latter half of the game yesterday, picked up over 20 minutes. And now,
Priest.
What a swinging stick motion by Priest just to find that Lucy.
He saw that play developing. It looked like Potter was going to have it. And then just as it rolled away, Priest was all over the ball.
17 seconds remaining on the shot clock. 23 on the game clock, so 6-second differential. Muir down low to the corner. Brooker Muir sets a seal. Coming up top for the Lock Monsters. They get it to Jordan Robertson. He had Dumont up top, but they elect to take a shot. 10 on the shot clock, 10 on the game clock. As now there's only 3 on the game clock. Miller needs a shot. They go to the near side. They score right before the buzzer. Ohsweken gets the goal, and now it's 11-6 heading into the fourth.
Atwood's starting to heat things up. He's the guy that they usually turn to when they need a bit of a run. And they didn't have him last night when they needed to put it together. In the lineup here today, 2 goals, and the last 2, they both look pretty much like this.
Well, they took a 10-minute with just over a minute to go. They got a goal with just over a couple seconds to go there to beat the buzzer. So the score is 11-6 after 45 minutes of play. So the shots, 39 for Ohsweken and 30 for the Niagara Lock Monsters are the official shots on goal after 45, which seems to be very close back and forth pace lacrosse, and that's what we've seen for quite a majority of this game, where we've seen a couple games here in the league where one team will settle down and really open up their offensive sticks and kind of take control. But even though the score is 11-6, it doesn't seem like it should be that much of a differential.
No, I mean, early on it really did sort of seem that way with Niagara taking charge like they did yesterday as well, but Demons are starting to come back a little bit here.
Well, quick little pause there. The teams are ready to go for the fourth quarter. Niagara this quarter will run from left to right, and Ohsweken will go from right to left. As Popeye's in the building, of course, this afternoon on Health and Fitness Day here in the Niagara region. So what a fight happening that broke out in the first quarter of that Barrie game this afternoon.
I believe it was actually the second quarter. We had offsetting fighting majors to Spencer Janes and Rob Clofer there in the bottom left. And the main event is Eric Schewel and Tyler Roach, as all 4 officials called into play. There is Phil Caputo back here. Sets the horn off again.
Yeah, Phil Caputo, right when he had that open just lane to go to the net, just one quick fake opened up the whole right side of the net. As we'll take another look right here. Here's Caputo. Phil Caputo just running down the middle as we'll take another look right here. The netminder of Goa Abrams, just one quick fake and he's beaten. Couldn't recover from that fake.
There were a couple cutters there on that play, and it was just, he was the second one in line. All attention went to the first guy, and no one picked up Caputo.
Elijah Printup got that one to Von Harris. Von Harris, who wears number 55, cuts in, but Priest, looks like the ball's in the net, but it's actually on the back of it. Priest just threw off that net with his right shoulder. Of course, if you're a big hockey fan and this is your first time tuning into lacrosse, the nets are not pegged down into the turf. They're just on the turf. So, as a goaltender, you could really push that off. It's more of an honor and respect thing. As Favero for the Niagara Lockmonsters has it, goes to the far side of the bench. Favero gets it back. Long shot, well high, almost off the leg of the defender Jamieson and in the net, but Jamieson picks it up. This is week 5 action of CLAX. 3 more weeks to go in the regular season after we conclude week 5 tomorrow afternoon. Matt and I will be in Barrie to call the Barrie Molson Center game featuring Durham and Barrie. And if both rosters will be fulfilled or not, as some players getting some suspensions, I'm sure, this afternoon.
Well, by the look of the score sheet, it was only Fighting Majors is now we're going to have nothing. Goodness, Chase Martin dropped his man as they're still in conversation in behind the net.
Niagara gets caught on over and back violation.
It's Jordan Helpe in the corner.
And now they might go here. And now one glove is glopped, and here we go. We got to fight.
Yeah, Helpe had enough of the face mask being pulled. Looks like he's just holding on for the ride here, though.
And I don't know if we're going to see an actual full 5-minute fighting going against Niagara there. As he was, like we said, Matt, just trying to hold on and get out of that situation.
Helpe screaming at Joel Furman, either for the aggressor or the face mask call. Helpe going here. I think once you start shedding the gear, it's going to be a fighting major. We'll see if anything extra goes the way of Chase Martin, though. And Mitch Dumont, where's the captain's C? He's asking Grant Speece for the explanation, and he's got sent off.
So that might, if there was an extra minor coming against Ohsweken, that's probably just been derailed by Mitch Dumont taking an extra minor penalty there.
And now everybody wants to come in. And Zach Reed's got the gear. This went on for about 45 seconds. The entire offensive possession in behind, and yeah, Helpe doesn't really do anything there, just sort of hangs on for the ride, like I said. But Grant Speece real quick to put Mitch Dumont in the box.
Well, as they settle down and the officials of Grant Speece, of course, and Neil McDonald and Joel Furman settle it out, let's go back to that trivia question. And it was which Lockmonster player had 18 goals and 39 assists in 2013, but he was in the box for 66 minutes, which is 9 more. Which player was it? And that's, of course, Dylan Lord, who played for the St. Catharines Saints. Unorthodox player, that I guess is a good way to put him, but Lord, very offensive threat when he gets the ball.
Earned himself early on in this league. It was the Oshawa Machine and the Brampton Inferno the very first year of the league. Him and Josh Rise had something going out in Oshawa at the GM Center. Then when they came back and played Powerade, earned himself the nickname the most hated man in CLAX in that first season. When he first touched, every time he touched the ball, that was the March break game out in Durham. The fans were starting to get into it. One of our biggest crowds booing Dylan Lord. But he is a guy that really thrives on that. And as you said, not on the roster at this point in the season. As, a team, I guess, changing things up.
Well, as we take a look at what's in store for tomorrow, Durham against Barrie. Yeah, exactly. There's something to look forward to. But talking about Dylan Lord, there's a story that both of you and I will remember very well, and it happened at the Jack Gaycliff Arena. A fight broke out, and Dylan was a part of it, and he's the first time I've ever seen this happen. Take an opponent's glove, run down the tunnel, cut the glove in two, and return it to the player. That's just the type of player Lord is. Quick to think.
The penalty box is still filling up out of the GM Center. I don't envy Chad Asseltine today. He's working the score clock. Hope he brought extra pens. There's a to-do out there. And again, tune in tomorrow, CLAX TV 1, as now Bill Fox has had enough. It looks like his guys are starting to get shown the gate here. In that game at the GM Center, they'll be at the Barrie Molson Center. Of course, you and I, like you said, on CLAX TV 1. If you're in the Barrie area, check your local listings for Steven Stamp and Ron Ruff on Rogers TV Barrie, as they'll be on hand to call that one as well. All-Star Weekend NBA in the GTA. We got all hands on deck for 4 games of CLAX this weekend as well.
So the penalties are on the board, and right now, roughings, not fightings, are the call. And it will be a power play for Niagara.
Oh.
As they're just going to give Dumont a 10, not a 2. So each player receiving a penalty on the play. Houtby gets 2 for roughing. Dumont gets 10 for unsportsmanlike conduct for saying a little too much. Other side of the floor, there's a couple penalties against. The 5's on the board for Ohsweken's number 21. I don't know who.
No, that should be 88.
Yeah, I don't know who 21 is.
They announced Randy Martin in the building. Of course, PA announcer extraordinaire Rod Mahood up here. 5 and a 2 for Martin and for Houtby. The 5 to Martin was announced as 5 for roughing, and Houtby's was announced as 5 for fighting. So
one-man fight.
I may have gone the other way with those, because Randy Martin was doing more swinging, and Houtby did shed the gear. So I don't mind the 5 for rough to Houtby, but I don't know about calling that a fight.
Well, nevertheless, it is just a 5. No supplementary game misconducts or anything like that coming from it.
And those two, as we said, offset, and then the 10 to Dumont also takes everything else off the board. Reminder that Chancey Johnson is still in the box serving his 10, as we're 4-on-4 floor strength. And finally back underway inside the Meridian Center.
Good 10-minute pause there or so with 12:55 remaining in the fourth quarter.
We did have a quick game going.
Yeah, that's true. Games, of course, right around the 2-hour mark. The average, I would say, in the league here, as this one started 2 o'clock Eastern time. Printup gets it up and goes for a change. Josh Becker now. Becker to the near side. Becker through number 85 of the Demons. That is Rudy George. Flip pass that was intended to be a pass to Ashton Jacobs worked out in a shot.
And on that skirmish, as Tainhouse scores, where'd the pass come from? John Arnold, it looks like.
So that's 13-6 the score now if you're keeping track at home. And that's just a quick one for Brandon Tainhouse. Normally an outside shooter. Just a quick release. Give an assist there to the goaltender as well. In Jay Priest.
Jordan Thomas was in the box, I guess serving somebody's penalty, but as it was announced, we should have been offsetting. Yeah, that's what I thought.
So 12 minutes, 10 seconds remaining. The score, 13-6. Niagara now has possession on the far side. Comes up top. Here's Brooker Muir. Muir to Neufeld. Neufeld. Flip pass to Brooker Muir. Muir to the far side. Quick release, and they score again. And Goa Abrams not having a great afternoon here.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Caputo on the goal, the third hat trick of the day for the Niagara Lock Monsters. He joins Fowler and Potter. And I think it hit somebody in front, perhaps Brock Farmer. We'll have to see if we have another look. And it looks like we got, keep your eye on 17 here. He's going to step up. No, it may hit Jameson. I'm not sure. One of those two. We definitely heard it happen live. And look, the look that Abrams gave after said it was redirected as well.
Walt, quick turn around the other way. Print up to Corey Thompson, and Ohsweken really be putting in their place here this afternoon. Niagara, who currently sits atop of CLAX, if you were walking in the building, you'd believe that they were much more of a dominant team. 14-6 the score. They've doubled them and added 2. Atwood, flip pass to Thompson. That is not going to find the stick. 17 seconds on the shot clock. 15 now. They go to Thompson to Atwood. That's a blast. That's high and wide. Atwood, just a lazy effort to throw one hand and not even really move his feet to find it. Now he has it in the near corner. Atwood to Becker. No outside blast coming as the shot clock will expire. Not sure if they thought a reset should have been needed there.
Yeah, that's what Chris Atwood, I think, is back there asking about.
Well, you know Niagara's loving their offense when their public address announcer, Rod Mahood, is announcing the 13th goal. Still one more to announce as we're back to 5-on-4 action for Niagara as Outby's out of the box.
Yeah, why is Outby out of the box, though? He should be serving 7. I didn't know why Jordan Thomas was in there in the first place because we should have been, as we said, offsetting 7 minutes aside. So Houtby and Chase Martin should have both been in there, as now there's some confusion because Houtby left the penalty box. And again, he, if the announcement was correct, should be in there for 7 minutes along with Chase Martin.
Well, we'll figure out what is on the floor, but be sure to tweet us your 3-star selections of today's game. There's just 10 minutes and 47 seconds left to tweet them in. This is week 5 now, and of course, maybe you found your favorite CLAX player. Maybe it's a goaltender, maybe it's a defender, maybe it's a kid in the fan who spilled some iced tea. We'll get to those later on in today's broadcast. 10:47 to go. Looks like the officials have figured out the penalties. Of course, today's officials, once again, all from the Ontario region of Grant Spees, Neil McDonald, and today, Joel Furman also joins the crew. This is still a Popeyes power play. I'm not sure what's going on the board now. They're adding a 5-minute. I don't know if that's right, but as of right now, 5-minute power play for Niagara.
Well, Tom Montour asked for the explanation, got it, and whatever the explanation was, he was happy with it. So,
well, 5-minute power play. The shot clock started really late, as now it's up top. There's a quick shot. Neufeld couldn't find that rebound. Von Harris has it. Von Harris, an assistant captain of the Demons, gets it up to Tommy Montour. Montour, vicious slash. That's the first time we've seen Montour really start to show his frustration. Montour, the former Buffalo Bandit.
So at the 13-minute mark, Houtby got 2 minutes for roughing, not 5. That was the only penalty listed on the game or the score sheet for him. So the 2 for him and Randy Martin cancel out. Now that 2 minutes is gone, the 5 of Randy Martin starts counting.
Which makes sense. Okay, so that now that we figured that out, it is correct.
That's also why Jordan Thomas was in the box, and I agree with that a lot more than I originally did when it was announced.
Favero up top. Behind the back pass through Tainhouse. Tainhouse has it now. Underhand shot. Make that 2 in a row for Brendan Tainhouse.
And 1 against the major. For the third time, Jordan Thomas is going to try and leave the box.
Not going to happen.
We'll see if they let him this time.
Well, Furman's staring right at him, but that's the first one on the 5-minute major. Take another look. Tainhouse, this is where he normally likes to shoot his wheelhouse. Underhand blast right through the legs of Goa Abrams, who has really just not been at his best this afternoon.
Well, and this is Corey Fowler right here because he's on the shooting side, on the other side, and everybody's got to respect that. You see the box, nobody came back to Tainhouse, and that just opened up the shooting lane. Now that he's found his shot the last couple of games, it was real hard to watch at times last year, but Tainhouse is on now. They're going to have to respecting that.
Here's Ian Martin. Martin battling Houtby. Houtby was involved in that little brouhaha or scruffle, whatever you want to call it. That somewhat was a fight. Now Fowler joins Houtby. Arnold and Slade also in there. Niagara really controlling this game as now Becker behind the back try. Martin finds the loose ball. Shot clock expires. And for about the 10th time this afternoon, the Demons heading back to the bench with their heads held down on a shot clock violation. Niagara gets it up to half. Here's Andrew Potter. Potter looking a little confused, waiting to see if anyone's going to get open. Andrew
he
Potter.
was waiting for the extra man. Here he comes. As it's a very late change to get Caputo on the floor.
Potter collects the pass. There's a blast off the wall and right behind the cage. Junior Selak still to come this afternoon from 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock here at the Meridian Center. So if you're local, come on down and catch some Prospects Division, future stars here in Selaks. The games, of course, you can catch them in person as we'll be tearing down the big truck of ours and heading to the Barrie Molson Center.
We have a truck?
We do now.
Sweet.
And our director, Fraz, of course, would love a big HD mobile truck. 13 on the clock, down low, back up top through Favero. Favero cuts to the net, not going to get it. Still a power play, of course, for another 2 minutes exactly. Back up top, Tainhouse tried the one-timer with Favero, not going to work. And that'll be it for a 30-second shot clock. .7:30 remaining in the game. Fawn Harris has it down low. And this is where it seems like even when Ohsweken is 5 on... Oh, now the turf is completely lifted up and we're going to get a stoppage, as that could really cause some serious injury. As we'll get an event crew on the floor, tape it up, we'll step it aside. Let's head east to go to Durham at the General Motors. Well, we're ready for the end of the fourth quarter now. 7 to go as the fans dance to Cotton Eye Joe here at the Meridian Center. Spencer Tangway alongside my dancing partner Matt Carrick joining in the festivities in Cotton Eye Joe.
They got the how-to up there.
Well, it's 15 to 6, and that's what it was against Southwest, Niagara's favorite score here at the Meridian. Although I have a feeling we're going to see some more action with 6:45 left on the clock. Niagara not doing a good job doubling the ball, just getting full resets for Ohsweken here. And we noticed it last time. This happened, I believe, in the first.
Yeah.
When Niagara got caught with this.
Except now Niagara has a much bigger lead. They probably don't care.
That's right.
Let's let Ohsweken run the clock down.
So here's Von Harris. Von Harris, once again, could get a shot clock here, and they're going to say they're just allowing one player, so this will probably kill the remaining 20 seconds.
They're not even singling the ball at this point.
And to be quite honest, as a defensive coach, as they get a shot off on Priest and off his right pad, another play. But like we said, it's 15 to 6. There's no point of chasing and possibly getting hurt or anything like that. Just let them stay outside because really their penalty kill wasn't trying to score. No threat coming from this penalty kill unit as Von Harris looks to the clock. And now Randy Martin is out. We're back to 5-on-5. So Chancey Johnson is the only player left in the box. What a save from Priest. They call a crease violation though. .5:33 remaining. Tainhouse gets shoved. Tried to feed that through Coyle off a stick, and now Niagara takes over, and that is Andrew Potter. Potter to the far side. Nifty little move, they score! This is not going the way of the Ohsweken Demons. 16 to 6.
Caputo's fourth now. As he cuts in. And Caputo puts one here in behind Goa Abrams is that Minnesota Swarm fan in Durham likes it. Just a good swim move and then a cutback. That's actually a pretty goal.
And
that is a pretty goal.
Hate to say it, but I can't remember the last time Goa Abrams has made a save here in this fourth quarter. Niagara has not had too many shots as they've had a power play to kill off, a 5-minute power play. And not only did Ohsweken not get too many shots, they have yet to beat Jay Priest in this fourth. Down low into the corner. Two Lock Monsters are getting bothered as two Ohsweken players double. Priest is on the ground, and what a save by Jay Priest.
He's been doing this the whole time he's been in this league. Brampton Inferno fans, Southwest Cyclops fans know all about it. And now the Niagara Lock Monster fans, a huge fan base, are getting treated to it as well. And I think somehow one of the Niagara players has drawn a penalty.
Well, that's when you know everything's going your way as Ohsweken heads back to the penalty box.
No, both.
4.5 remaining. 16-6 the score. Favero up top, back down low to the corner. Niagara trying to score once again. There's a save for Goa Abrams. He's in the net, and there he is. Another save. Montour couldn't pick it up, and now Abrams has it. 4 minutes remaining. Here comes Tommy Montour. Penalty kill on the floor for the Ohsweken Demons. We'll be in Barrie tomorrow afternoon as we close out this one. Niagara should win this game as they're up by 10 with just over 3.5, but it'll be Barrie hosting the Durham Turf Dogs in the second part of the other home-and-home series happening. And the score there, Barrie's up by 1, 10-9 at the General Motors Center.
Tight, feisty affair. Gonna be a good one.
Coming off the bench, Niagara settling it down on the power play. They've been really strong this afternoon. There hadn't been a penalty about 15 minutes or so into this game until we finally got our first penalty.
Oh, what a hit from Ian Martin. Cutting through the middle was John Arnold, and he got laid out. Ian Martin in his ear hole.
Although, Arnold can just run to the bench and look at the scoreboard. That's all he has to do as they're up by 10. Critch now. Down low to the corner. Edwards, who wears those bright red shoes.
Well, Potter used to do that, and he's switched to the more traditional ones. Doesn't even have the name bar on the jersey anymore, Andrew Potter. Hard to pick him out these days.
Well, Potter made his return last week here at the Meridian Center when Niagara got by Southwest, and I'm not sure, as we have another penalty coming. Grant Spies has his arm up, and this one is going against the Niagara Lock Monsters.
It will be a holding call, and that'll release Mitch Dumont from his 10-minute misconduct, as Chancey Johnson had just got back on the floor before taking that slashing minor, and Zach Reed doesn't like it. This will be our game, a stretch pass here from John Arnold all the way down the floor. He finds Brendan Tainhouse right in tight. That is our play of the game. Seems like a lot of our plays of the game this season have been that long bomb stretch passes. Teams are starting to go to it a lot now.
Well, it's not pretty, but when you look at it, it actually
it's
is.
Pretty.
It's simple, but it's so hard to time. It's not the cross crease that you're normally looking to see. It's not the breakaway, but it's such fast pace and a quick release from Tainhouse to Barrie. And that's what just ties the whole goal together.
Well, and in that play, there's actually two long bomb stretch passes. The first from Priest up past the restraining line to Arnold, and then Arnold sends it about 100 feet down the floor.
Off the dasher board, picked up by Atwood. Atwood, who wears number 77. He's got Mike, number 43, his brother, on his team as well. Atwoods have been involved in CLAX for quite a while. Of course, in the Iroquois Ironmen, Craig Atwood and Matt Atwood coaching the Niagara Lock Monsters. 4 Atwoods involved, as that's a late delay of game shot. No call. Martin threw that at the back of the netminder. Loose ball still unable to be picked up. Big hit as number 55, Von Harris, sent Coyle to the bench. Muir, just a lob pass that was intended for John Arnold. Arnold and Becker now battling. 60 seconds to go here in today's broadcast. We'll send it to the General Motors Center for you to catch the end of that game between Barrie and Durham. But we have 45 seconds remaining. Niagara leads by 10. 3 stars of the game selected by you, the fans, still to come as well, as a delayed penalty is going to be coming against. And now a fight could be breaking out. That is Arnold and number, I'm not sure who that actually is for the Ohsweken Demon. That's Ian Martin. Martin and Arnold just trying to keep themselves together as Arnold gets up.
No,
that's Edwards, excuse me.
Tim Edwards as he stands up. As you were saying, Arnold, I was going to... Martin looking to go after him again. He wants to continue the scrap as the bell sounds. Here, look out Slade as he goes after Brandon Slade and grabs him from behind.
Just trying to get anyone he can because he knows, and now, not sure, he's going right to the room. Maybe he'll go after the goaltender, but that wouldn't be the smartest idea.
Watch out, Andy Tober.
I wouldn't try to fight Andy Tober if I were you either.
Oh, he's had a couple good ones over the years here, just trying to get healthy enough to get back in the lineup.
So the hot Ian Martin goes off right to the locker room, but his teammates will be there shortly after. Just 38.4 to go. Nothing to celebrate for the Demons this afternoon.
Or this weekend.
So here it is again. It all started just those two players kind of getting tangled up on the floor, and Edwards wants no part of it. Just Martin trying to get after him with two officials on him.
Yeah, and unfortunately we've seen a bit too much of this from the Demons. I don't mind feisty play. I don't mind being aggressive. I don't mind that kind of stuff. But do it in the first 5. Don't do it when the game's over. And 38.4 on the clock. Sorry, I'm chuckling at Jordan Thomas going back to the box to serve someone else.
He's been there for quite a few minutes.
Someone else's dumb penalty. But, you know, we saw it last night with Montour and Chancey Johnson, and we saw it again in the Durham game with Johnson again, and now Ian Martin starting to rub off on the young man.
Well, here comes Niagara on their power play, a power play that's not going to mean much, as back comes Ohsweken the other way. The clock is ticking away. Ohsweken gets it up top. Montour winds and fires. That's a save by Priest. Loose ball picked up. Tom Montour tried to run over Reed, and we'll see what happens at the end of this game. It was feisty at the ILA 24 hours ago. But the horn sounds, that'll do it. Make it a sweep for the Niagara Lock Monsters, and their 4th victory in a row, and their 3rd right here on home floor.
And for about 20 minutes, sole possession of first place, and it could be the same depending on what happens tomorrow afternoon. But interesting here, we've got kind of the basketball setup, as both teams have to go down the same tunnel, and they've got like a steel barricade. That is all that's separating them. So I hope Ian Martin is in some kind of a cage down there maybe, as this could be it was an interesting handshake line last night, but an interesting handshake line and floor exit. But looks like the Lock Monsters are going to salute the crowd after this one.
Well, a fantastic crowd on hand here at the Popeyes Day Health and Fitness Promotion here at the Meridian Center. We'll get to our 3 stars in just a moment, but there's still one thing to do, and that, of course, is play We Are the Champions, a great Queen song, as they'll play that here at the Meridian.
Well, it does looks like both teams have separated, and as expected, the Lock Monsters will appropriately salute the fans, and we've got an all Niagara 3 stars for you, starting with John Arnold. We like him for his 2 assists, including that stretch pass that he made, and it was the story of Niagara's defense, and he was one of the strong points in that group here this afternoon.
Well, offense will win you games, but defense will win you championships, and we'll take a look at today's 2nd star, and Phil Caputo putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's what Niagara needed to do. He said they needed to be better offensively, and they really were this afternoon. A great offensive performance, 16 goals for that. And Matt, our 1st star.
Fowler and Potter combining to score 6 goals and 5 assists between the two of them. Phil Caputo 4 goals and 1 assist. And the 1st star, or stars, I think. There we go, Andrew Potter and Corey Fowler. We've gone with both of them, because how can you decide, and if you decide, who do you take off the list?
Yeah, it's one of those games where, you know what, there's 2 players that really stood out to you, and these 2 for the Niagara Lock Monsters just did that. Potter and Fowler kept their offense going all night long, and with 16 goals and the amount of points they put up combined, very great work by those 2 gentlemen, Potter and Fowler, for the Niagara Lock Monsters, to make that 3 in a row here.
Good luck with the tweet on that one, and
yeah,
dynamic duo is back for Niagara. Look out, Celax.
Keeping that one under 140 characters. But what a fantastic afternoon here at the Meridian Center. They're finishing up the ball toss onto the floor, and that poor kid during today's game is one of the highlights we'll never forget. This has been a broadcast brought to you by the JVI Sports Network. On behalf of the entire crew and our director, Alec Frazzo, our producer, Gary Morrison, my partner, Matt Carrick, and the rest of the team, we thank you for joining us. Now let's head to Durham.
Dinley wants a checking in the crease call, and it was pretty darn close. Wild shot saved by Cole Murray. Murray's been very good here in the second half for the Durham Terp Dogs. Well, the whole 3 quarters since he came in when they were trailing 6-1, I believe, when he came in. No, 6-3, because it was the end of the quarter. It was 6-1 when they started the second quarter and Murray came in. They're going to call that Vredenberg, or that Goddard went through the crease and then picked up the ball, so it'll be Barrie possession. 6.5 to go. Triolo will put some pressure on Caravello, but not enough to cause him to turn it over. He skips one up to Levick. St. John covering him. 7-on-7. The numbers, not the number of players. Levick with the pass in the slot, stopped off a roach by Murray. St. John runs it ahead. McNulty. Running a little traffic for him. Gives it back to McCrory. Hogarth up at the top. Another 4 lefty set. Almost works out as Vredenberg gets the quick stick, but it's stopped by Donnelly. They get the ball back and still with the 4 lefties out there for Durham. Hogarth isolated over on his side. Jeff Griffiths watching him, and now they want to get another righty. Hogarth goes to the net, twister into the chest of Donnelly. Didn't work for him this time. James was covering him. Griffith helping out as well. The ball comes up to Cody McLeod. A little trot into the offensive zone. 5:20 to go. We near the final third of the final quarter. Ball passed up to Caleb Wiles. His shot well wide, up into the mesh, and Durham will get the ball. Caleb Wiles is arguing with the official. He's unhappy about something. Not sure what it was. Josh Watson just wants a ball. Didn't see that touch anyone. Didn't seem to be close to anyone. Wiles will go back and play defense as Watson will take the pass. Triolo knocked flat by Colin Boucher. You don't see a lot of guys just knock Triolo down. Triolo with the pick on Boucher, trying to get a little even with him. That ball skips away from Nevin Sullivan. Pulled the stick down just before it got to him. Shane Scott covering him. 5 on the shot clock. He takes a shot and it misses. Watson's going to pick it up and let one fly. It goes wide as well. But he did stop Shane Scott from getting a break. Nevin Sullivan will just pick it up for Mo Urshad. Urshad will put it in his pocket, and Bill Fox will hand the ball to Dustin Caravello at mid-floor. 4:34 to go. We're still tied 10-10 in Oshawa. Could go to overtime. Remember, if we do go to overtime, it's 5 minutes of overtime play, and then if it's still tied, we go to penalty shots. Caravello gives it up to McLeod. Long shot into the breadbasket of Murray. It just seems to be everywhere that the Barrie Blizzard are shooting since he came in after the first quarter. Again, he's allowed only 4 goals in his almost 3 quarters of play. 4 minutes left. We're tied 10-10. Goddard from the outside. Donnelly had to be alert. Gets away from him on the rebound. There's Hogarth. Oh, he has the ball stripped. Nice job by Johnny Ray to knock that one out. Goes back to like to have a say in that at this point. Those three teams have to be considered the favorites at this point. Remember, check out every week CLAX Radio, CLAX Beat on CLAX Radio. Go to the CLAX website and check it out. I'm your host. I'll be joined by players, coaches, media, a virtual who's who of the Canadian Lacrosse League. Barrie set to go with the ball, up 11-10. Wiles has it in his stick. 3 minutes now remaining in the game. That pass is low and gets away, but Scott manages to get it. 15 on the shot clock. McCrory loses track of Scott, flips it back. Caravello stripped by Triolo, gets the ball back, but loses it again. Still going after it. 5 on the shot clock. Turf Dogs don't have to pick it up. They now hear their bench yelling to just kill the clock, and they wait. Then Triolo will give it to McCrory, who will run ahead. Goddard wants the ball. They're going to go down low to McNulty instead. Now Goddard has it. Stopped by Dinley. Another shot goes wide. McNulty gets the Lucy. Goddard back. It won't be long before the Turf Dogs have the goalie running to the bench for an extra attacker. Probably not on this possession if they get a rebound or he makes a save. 3 to shoot. Levitt goes to the net, scores! Had to wait to see the signal, and Mo Ershad throws his hands up in the air. Levitt dives across and tucks it home. Huge goal for the Blizzard to extend the lead to 12-10, and now we may see Murray heading to the bench as soon as the Turf Dogs gain possession. Big face-off. Degerton and Triolo will battle for it. Levick's second of the day. Shane Scott as Barrie gets possession once again. 1.5 minutes to play here. 12-10 lead for the Blizzard. They're spreading things out. Ray and Caravello are both back. Ray's just over center now, but Caravello's in his own end going to the bench. And Spencer James, the captain and defender, will head out. 8 to shoot. Boucher's shot flies wide, bounces off the backboards and out of play. For the Turf Dogs, Murray is heading to the bench. Lawson will run it forward. And the sixth attacker is Dylan Goddard. Hogarth gives it to him. Koger flattens Joe Wasson up at the top of the formation. McMahon gets the pass through under heavy pressure from Ray. Goddard tries to hit McMahon, can't catch it. Triolo going after it. Boucher tying him up, and Boucher knocks it away. James with a bit of a tug on Hogarth. A real battle all over the floor here. Murray running back towards the net. As Caravello gets it when it bounces away from Caleb Wiles. 12-10 the lead. Barrie, time is more valuable than another goal here, so they're just going to stay out high. Koger down in the corner to Caravello. Turf Dogs trying to get some pressure on. Caravello runs away. 5 on the shot clock. He just flips it into the corner with 2-1, and the shot clock expires. 11 seconds to go in what will be most likely a Barrie Blizzard win. 9 seconds. Triolo throws it down. McNulty spins, tries to make a pass out, doesn't get there. Ross Smith rolls it down the floor. That'll do it. The final score will be 12-10 in favor of the Barrie Blizzard. Three players with 2 goals apiece for them, and then 6 other players contribute individual goals. A real team effort as usual from this Barrie Blizzard club. Final score 12-10. That puts the Barrie Blizzard into first place. was up in the air until the final moments. But that'll do it. A 12-10 final. Again, Barrie moves into first at 4-2, tied with the Niagara Lock Monsters. Got a big 16-6, I believe, the final. Let's double check over on the other channel. Yeah, 16-6 for Niagara over the Ohsweken Demons. They sweep. Remember, join us tomorrow from Barrie when these two teams will go back at it again. Should be a great game. That'll be live on CLAX TV. Thanks so much for being with us. Our 3 stars of the game. The 3rd star from the Durham Turf Dogs, a solid game all over. A couple of assists, played a strong defensive game, and great leadership. Mark Farthing of the Durham Turf Dogs, the 2nd star, with 2 goals and an assist. And as I mentioned before, tons of loose balls, hard work all over the floor. Great job by Mike Maudsley, number 26 of the Blizzard. And the 1st star with 4 goals and an assist and a great all-around effort, Thomas Hogarth of the Durham Turf Dogs. That'll do it. I am Stephen Stamp, bringing you this CLAX action on JBI Sports Network. On behalf of the entire crew, thank you for being with us. Join us tomorrow, 2 p.m., live from Barrie. We'll see you next time.